Welcome, Agile friends. My name is Pete Oliver Kruger. I'm hosting this session here together with my co-host Alina. Hi, Alina.
Hey Pete, hi everyone. I am Alina Taplial, and we are the hosts for the People Track for the 2026 Global Agile Summit, where we are exploring the human dynamics of today's organizations.
Exactly. So, together with our speakers in this track, we're going to explore and discuss the question of what does it truly mean to place people at the center of everything that we do. Now, you can check out all of these sessions, especially those of the People Track and all of the other tracks, over at globalagilesummit.com. But let's go ahead and shift now to the heart of this session with our topic and our guests. And we're delighted to have with us the amazing speaker, Tara Scott. Tara, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Pete. So excited to be here.
And I am so thrilled to share a bit more about Tyra. With over 2 decades of experience in the agile space, Tyra has worked with leaders and teams around the world to help build healthy, human-centered organizations. She brings a strong behavior-first approach, combining data, outcomes, and practical strategies to drive meaningful change. As a seasoned executive, product, and culture coach, and a certified fearless organization practitioner, she helps leaders and teams strengthen psychological safety and create better working ways. Tara has worked with organizations including the Walt Disney Company, Best Buy, Starbucks, Ford Motor Company, Intel, and Target Corporation. Welcome, Tara.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you so, so much.
And I will dive straight into the topic. And I would like to start with the first question here. What first made you notice this permission loop pattern in teams and leaders? And why did you feel it was important to bring this topic to the summit?
It's a great question. So it's been on my mind a lot lately. I've been in this space, as you mentioned, for a long time. And what I've started noticing, especially the past few years, given post-pandemic, remote work, hybrid work, I see so much hesitation. And I see it not just from folks on teams, but I see it from leaders. And it's made me really curious about why that's continuing to happen, because a lot of times in these meetings, let's say I'm in a meeting with several executives, they're having to make some fairly big decisions. No one wants to commit. And the room will often fall silent. And I started getting really curious about that and kind of digging into the history of why we ask permission in the first place and why do we ask for it when we really don't need it. So as I started to work with this one example that kind of got me going, this group of executives, when the call ended, I said, I have a question for you. Is there a reason why at the end of the meeting we have to circle back when there really wasn't any clear outcomes, and we've all been in those meetings where they just spin and spin. And since it was my first time observing, I let them do this because I need to see what's happening, right? And they said, well, these are some really big decisions, and I started hearing I didn't want to be the one. And I thought that was so interesting. They didn't want to have to be the one who's responsible for, hitting the button and making the thing happen, because what if it didn't work? Why? So really, I started digging into, over the past 6 months, I've really been digging deep into what it means to ask permission. When is it necessary? When is it not? And how can we better equip ourselves to not ask for it when we actually have the total trust within ourselves and the agency, which I'll dig more into later, to make those decisions and feel good about it and not have it keep us up at night.
It makes me think of one of my favorite words, accountability. Not so favorite word, but it's how it's used. Usually the accountability sometimes gets tied over to the single wringable neck, and nobody wants to be the person that has to pay the price, and so they
Right.
kind of tend to step back. So is that